Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are discussing what to do when you make a mistake. Now if you're anything like me, then I'm just going to go ahead and presume that you make a lot of mistakes too. I see a lot of flaws in my art, like all the time. They're just staring at me. And I can be pretty hard on myself, probably more than you guys already think that I am. But I'm starting to get better at just taking a brief moment to myself, collecting my thoughts, and just, getting a good old woosah out. Lately, I have been trying not to kick myself so hard when I make a mistake. And I think it's making art a lot more enjoyable for me. I mean, art has always been something that I enjoyed, but now I don't feel this huge pressure of having to make something absolutely perfect. And it makes art even more enjoyable for me. When you work in ink like I do, then 9 times out of 10 you're going to make a mistake, or there's going to be a line that you don't like that's not straight enough. It's just freaking inevitable that there's going to be something on the paper that you disagree with. Instead of fighting it, I have learned to work with it. Okay, I don't know if this has happened to any of you guys, but sometimes I'll just be drawing with a pen and my clumsy self will just let go of the pen like out of nowhere, and now there's a dot on her face or on her arm, and it used to freaking drive me insane, but now I just turned those dots into multiple dots, and now she has freckles, and it is what it is. It's not what I planned, but it still looks good. Now it looks intentional. And if I never told anybody that, nobody would have guessed. Or if I make a long line appear accidentally on her face, then I'll just pretend as if it's a flyaway hair, and I'll draw that same line all over her face in multiples, and now it just looks like her hair is a little messy. But I actually like it when my girls have messier hair. It seems more believable. If I can't make the little line that I accidentally put on the paper work, then I'll probably just go over it with a white gel pen. If worse comes to worse and you can't fake it, then I always suggest starting over. I know, nobody wants to hear that, but that is a step that you can take. I always start over the next day or even a couple days after that, because I don't want to start the drawing process over with frustration in my heart, if you get what I'm saying. So I'll start the next day so I can come back to the art piece with a new mindset. This drawing I did for Valentine's Day, and I really liked the line art of it, but man, I tell you, I really botched the coloring on this one. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys, I keep it real, but I was very heavy-handed with my Prismacolor Col-Erase pencils when I was doing the undertones of the drawing that I usually do. You guys know my process by now, but if you are a new subscriber, I do have a video in which I explain my undertone process. I will make sure it's linked in the upper right hand corner, so you can go ahead and click on that if you want to see why I do that. Now, as you can see here, the blue shading is really freaking prominent, and it just sticks out like a excuse me, a sore thumb, as if she's bruised all over her face, or at least that's how I see it. I definitely did not try to make the shading in her skin that dark against her light colored flesh. And so this was actually driving me crazy because I liked the colors, but I did not like how dark I made the blue undertone, and it's throwing everything off for me. I just couldn't keep her like this. And so the only way that I could quote unquote fix her is to just freaking color her even darker, which was something I did not want to do because, like I said, I already liked the skin color and I liked the values I was able to get. But, you know, it was just driving me crazy. I was tired of seeing that dark blue rectangle on her freaking forehead, and I just couldn't do it anymore. Her skin looked freaking bruised and it was driving me insane. So I colored her darker, and I was frustrated for a little bit. But then I took a poll on my Instagram, which is the same name as my YouTube, at Kier Studio. And I asked you guys, which one did you like better? The left or the right? And the left was the lighter colored one, and the right was the darker colored one. And most of you guys actually said you preferred the darker colored one, which, oh my God, that was like a breath of fresh air. I was so happy to hear that from you guys, and I was happy that you guys were giving me your honest opinion. And I already know the left one definitely has better values. It's more interesting to look at, but it was just not doing it for me. It looked like her skin was bruised, and I couldn't do that. So I just had to make her darker because I wasn't about to redraw her. Now, if it was for a client, obviously I would have to recolor her, which means I would have to redraw her, because if she's light skinned, I can't just make her dark skin out of nowhere. But I am much happier with how her olive skin works with the blue undertones. Mistakes are going to happen, you know, and the fact that you can see them so clearly is not a terrible thing. It just means that you're growing as an artist. You know you can do better and you want to do better. That's a good thing. But also remember that when you are telling yourself all the things that you're doing wrong, please make sure you also tell yourself all the things that you're doing right. I know as artists, we are our own worst critics, and I'm guilty of it too. But you have to accept that you're always growing and you're going to be better than you were the last day. And that's most important than focusing on those tiny mistakes that you can change or just simply redo. And that's it for this drawing, you guys. I love you, and I will see you guys on the next video. Bye!